Howdy guys, I'm AutoEdits Jason, and today you caught us doing the first few dirt miles on the Tahoe here. Now, we've done the suspension overhaul on this thing, and we've done a budget 2-inch lift with some spacers in the back, and now it's time to find out what it'll do out here in the dirt. So we're gonna just kind of sneak up on it, climb a few hills, see what it feels like, see what it does. I'll tell you about the few thousand interstate miles I have on this thing, and spoiler alert, they were fantastic. So hop on board, let's go see what she's got. So I'm kind of nervous, excited to put these first few dirt miles to test the actual capability, the off-road capability of this thing. My expectations aren't super high. This is a camping rig, so it's not, I got the Jeep for, doing rock crawling and boonie bashing stuff. So, what I want to see is if it will do these long dirt roads like this comfortably. And so far, yeah, it's proven to be pretty great. I just got back. Last week I had some work, as you guys know. I'm a sometimes freelance camera guy. And so I was working with the Belltech folks out in Moab for their tailgate takeover. And so I was shooting out there with them, and I drove this from Los Angeles to Moab, and it did fantastic. 80 miles an hour down the highway with no problem, comfortable as can be. Coincidentally enough, I had just literally bought Belltech shocks for this thing since I got them for Joe's Jeep, and they are so comfortable. All you guys getting the Bilsteins, I think you're missing out on something here. The Belltechs are pretty dang good. This will be my first, so highway, they're amazing. For the dirt, we're just finding out, and so far they're proving to be very comfortable. The suspension refresh has been just night and day on this thing. It's proven to make this vehicle super nice, super desirable. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do hill climb wise. I want to grow into it skill wise and see what its capabilities are. So far the steering is amazing. The kryptonite stuff is way overkill for this application, but what you get is other things other than just the beefy bars. Think about this. It has larger, more capable, more durable ball joints, and so they offer a better steering feel. I went with a stock ratio box on that Redhead box rebuild, and I like that. I think it's fine. The steering ratio on this thing is just great. And, being able to just have one hand on the highway at 80 miles an hour makes this thing, for all day long, makes this thing comfortable. And so far, the shocks feel fantastic on this little dirt road for just cruising up it. The steering feels nice and solid and secure. I don't feel much bump steer. It's good. And I'm gonna do a follow-up video on some of the things I learned from the budget lift kit that I did on this thing. I'm gonna show you guys some tips on how to save a few bucks and some things to pay attention to. So stay tuned for that. We're at 2 inches right now and some torsion key turns. So far, so good. And it's also, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm actually cruising up this hill with the air conditioning on in here. That has been a nice upgrade or fix to make on this thing. So I can run the AC. It's just a nice warm day. I actually ran it all the way to Moab and back, and it's nice to have a vehicle that it never even, up the Baker grade, didn't even consider overheating. Stayed perfect the whole time. So this is nice. So it's been climbing pretty comfortably so far. Let's kind of put it to the test here. We'll put it through a little bit of this tougher line. Seems to just find traction where it needs it. and do some work. Wow, that was surprisingly drama-free. Well, so far it's proven to be very comfortable at these speeds. I haven't added any speed, you know, to the fire road stuff yet, but this is so far an absolute home run for the stuff that I want to do with this. Getting deep into Death Valley, getting to the top of hills. I think what I want to do next is just take it up to the top of Miller Jeep Trail and do the trifecta, Jeep, truck, and then Tahoe. Camp out at the top, enjoy a few adult beverages. But yeah, super comfortable. That's just like the underlying description of this thing. It just does everything I needed to do so far in comfort. Wow. Okay, so here comes our first real challenge, I'm gonna say. It's a pretty soft, chewed up little section here. Wow, we kicked up so much dust. I can't see my line. Huh. Give it a little Moab bump here. Yeah. Woo! Okay. That was fun. I'm loving that this thing, so far, temperature-wise, doesn't seem to care what I do to it. It just stays right where it needs to be. And it seems that we just got to the top of Texas Canyon, Rowher Flats. So as I'm looking underneath this thing, everything is in fantastic shape. Nothing's been knocked loose. Everything looks really in good condition and exactly where you'd want it to be at this point. The steering, the kryptonite steering arms are like, the only mark on them is from when I got them aligned, the guy's wrench, and that's it so far. And everything else looks good. We didn't even put a nick in the chassis on this thing. I think maybe one skid plate back there on our way when we had to bump that, but otherwise everything is looking great, and I would say that was a very successful first dirt run. Lots of very successful highway miles on this thing so far. Stay tuned. Next up, we'll get this thing in the garage and I'll show you the key things on the budget lift that I have on here to talk about torsion keys and all that stuff. We'll rip the wheels off and I'll show you. So stay tuned for that one, and until next time, thank you so much for watching and enjoy your drive. Yeah.